Hello, my friends. This is another preview to a bonus episode that we do over on the Patreon feed. And so, with these bonus episodes, I like to go back to former guests and just catch up with them based on what we talked about on their show and see if things have changed a little bit. Maybe they had some feedback from people that they didn't expect, or maybe they just learned something new about themselves by sharing the story. And so, in this clip, I wanted to share just a little piece of the latest conversation that I had. If you're interested in checking out the full bonus episodes, you can head over to the Patreon page, which is www.thelifeshiftpodcast.com/join. And there is a special tier that gets you ad-free episodes, early release episodes, and the bonus episodes. Come on over, check out the Patreon community, and see how you can support the show if you're interested. But without further ado, here's a preview of the latest bonus episode.
I like you. Maybe not as
You like me?
much.
Thank you.
I like you.
Maybe not as much.
Maybe not as much as you are, but I, like you, am a story collector. And I love to just and I gravitate towards those as people too. Like my partner, loves to collect people's stories. Like he can't get enough of talking to people and random strangers and reading just stories about people's lives, and we're both, I think that's something that connects us, is that we're both big story collectors,
Well, and I think that's, I feel like people in our generation that are kind of opening their eyes in the last 5-10 years are we need to start sharing those. Like I said before, we need to start sharing the real parts of us and just being, I hate the word authentic, but just being real people.
Yeah,
because for so long it was guys, I got into this college. Guys, I have a 4.0. Guys, I got this job. I got promoted, and those were the only things we were sharing for so long. And now it's guys, I have a drinking problem or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It's where I see all this stuff on social media all the time about breaking generational trauma. But honestly, I think that that's what a lot of us are trying to do is we see how emotionally unavailable the adults in our lives were when we were coming up and what that did to us. And we went through it, Columbine, 9/11, there's those lists of here's all the shit that millennials have lived through. Right. And why are we upset? And but why are we also not fazed? And why are we also go ahead, do whatever you want. Nothing phases us anymore.
But I think that's having an impact. I mean, you can see it directly in the conversation or the example that you just gave of your son, is that, whatever you're putting into the world and that he's seeing and absorbing, he now wants to help others. So, I mean, you're already breaking it.
So in touch with his emotions.
Good.
And
I wasn't allowed to cry.
Sharing how he feels. And and he's got a lot of emotions, so it can be hard. But, I think it's important that we stop just trying to smush all of kids' emotions back into them.